Hey guys, it's Sandeep from RevAtlas and here is our review of the Vivobook S13 S333 from Asus. Before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications to avoid missing any videos from us in the future. The design is definitely one of the highlights of this device, and although it's available in a more darker and subtle indie black variant, this dreamy white I feel is the way to go. It looks absolutely beautiful and is one of the laptops that I feel goes well in white, just like the Zephyrus G14, also from Asus, which we reviewed before. The white A-panel or outer lid also has a slight iridescence, giving greenish and pinkish hues depending on how the light hits and shines off of it. It's not too flashy but quite understated yet elegant. I also like the overall build quality, which is top notch. It's a premium metal build with just the right amount of weight, and the chamfered diamond cut edges also look great. My only gripe with the design is that it's not too easy to open with one hand. The weight distribution is a bit off, so opening it often is a two-handed process, else you will be lifting up the base along with it, regardless of whether you're lifting the lid fast or slow. By the way, Asus also has bundled a few stickers in the box in case you want to spice up the design, and I've never been much of a sticker guy, plus this being a review unit as well, I didn't want to stick it, but here's how it could look if you use all of them. It measures just under 15mm in terms of thickness, has a small footprint, and is also easy to carry, weighing in at 1.2 kilograms. However, the bezels around the screen are pretty huge, and I can't help but wonder just how good this would have been with small bezels all around. I do get that it would have been a tough ask at this price range, but at least they should have made the bezels similarly sized. The side bezels are the narrowest while the top bezel is larger, also owing to the webcam and mics, but the bottom bezel is even larger, and here is where I feel they could have trimmed it a bit more. The display itself is a 13.3-inch 1080p panel from Shime, and it offers good sharpness and good viewing angles, and the colors are good too. However, the overall brightness isn't all that great, and while it works fine indoors, but outdoors the visibility is a bit of a pain, especially if it's under bright sunlight. The webcam is decent, 720p, and nothing majorly important or different from other laptops, but it's 2021 and we are still mostly working from home, so a built-in webcam definitely does come in handy, and I think many manufacturers will start to reintegrate webcams into their laptops, even though brands like Asus had started removing them prior to the lockdown and prior to COVID. The keyboard experience is great, as even though it's a chiclet based design, the travel is good, you get good feedback, and the keys are also well spaced. Another pat on the back to the design team is the color blocked enter key, where such a small change changes the entire visual aesthetic completely. The only thing they could have done to improve the keyboard experience slightly is to avoid rounding off the keys this much. It looks chic and goes with the overall visual appeal, but that gives the impression that the keys are smaller than they actually are. I got used to it eventually, but it's still worth noting. The trackpad is brilliant, and I haven't seen too many good trackpads in this segment, but the glass trackpad on this is wonderful to use. It's very smooth, has satisfying clicks, easy to scroll, and it also has a fingerprint scanner that's housed into it, and it works really well, unlike the G14, which we found has serious issues with the fingerprint scanner. You get a white color backlight for the keyboard, which is adjustable in 3 different levels. In terms of ports, you get a microSD card slot, USB 2.0 port, 3.5mm audio jack, and a status indicator on the right, while you get a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A port, a power input, HDMI out, and a USB Type-C that supports Thunderbolt 4 on the left side. Internally, you get a 512GB SSD, which isn't very fast to be honest, and this is something that we have seen quite a few Asus models recently. Most of them are using an Intel 660p SSD with not very impressive read and write speeds, and the S13 is no different. Our test maxed out at 1500 plus megabytes per second for read and slightly under 1000 megabytes per second for write speeds. Powering the device is 11th Gen Intel Core i5 1135G7 chipset, and in terms of the thermals, the device never got too hot to touch, nor spiked much internally, but it's also worth noting that I didn't really push it to its limits during my testing due to both shortage of time and also the fact that the laptop generally won't see too many hands editing or gaming on it anyway. I, however, did some light video editing, and while 4K was not entirely easy, 1080p worked pretty well. The laptop comes with a 65-watt charger and a proprietary pin, and in terms of battery life, we got around 8 hours give or take depending on your usage from the 50Wh battery. While Asus claims a 60% charge in 49 minutes, we actually managed to get better results than that when using fast charging. Overall, the new Vivobook S13 S333 is actually a pretty solid performer, which I like more than I expected. It has great build quality, a brilliant touchpad, a good fingerprint scanner, and the keyboard, as well as good performance. Now, while the SSD could have been better, The only major hindrance I feel is the display itself, which based on your usage may or may not be a deal breaker. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. See you again in the next one, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.